It's Dust right here on your Classic Metal Show with Love Me Hard. And that's the kind of loving we guys in the Classic Metal Show love. Love Me Hard, Chris. Holy smokes.
That's some good stuff, dude.
Well, obviously Kenny is a well-traveled musician, had lots of experiences over his 40-plus year career, and not influenced by Lemmy.
Not influenced by Lemmy, but I'll tell you what, my listening has been influenced by that guy. Jesus, that guy's played on some serious shit, man.
Well, listening to that Dust stuff, which again is something that I am not familiar with, and
I wasn't either until like 3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. Which, excuse me, does that make us not metal experts if we didn't know about the Dust Project from way back in 1971?
Ugh, apparently not. You know, I don't know if that makes us experts or not, but I know this. I know it sounds real good.
Yeah, you know, I listened back to that, and I was listening to that, and I thought to myself, there are so many different early influences from bands that actually made it. I noticed in the chat room people were mentioning that song there kind of sounds like early Rush.
Sure.
And then, you know, you can actually hear that Stories influence in that first song that we played.
Sure. Or Beatles or a lot of stuff. And I mean, if you think about it, 71 is right after the Beatles broke up. So, you know, they were still probably a big part of everybody's life.
And, you know, the thing is that Kenny hit it right on the head when he said that he's definitely not pigeonholed into any one specific genre at all. He's all over the map.
Yeah, well, I mean, in our genre, HSAS, or even we play that Michael Monroe record every once in a while.
That
great record.
That's a out of print item. Actually, you know, that was a gift to me from a former CMS fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was looking for that CD forever. It was out of print. I didn't have it in the catalog. And one of our fans, his name was Jim. He lived over there in the Streetsboro area. He came down to the studio one night and says, "Neely, I got a gift for you."
Oh, no kidding.
And he brought me the Michael Monroe solo release.
Dude, that album kicks ass, man.
I like it. I like it.
A lot of good stuff there.
Well, you know, he did that duet with Axl Rose at Death Jail and Rock and Roll, which was, you know, obviously the big single and video hit off of that and whatever. But I didn't have it. And Jim Patrice was his name.
Oh, no kidding.
And he went out and got it for me and brought it to me and said, I have this CD for you. And he gave me an original copy.
Well, that's pretty cool.
So I still have it here in the catalog.
That's very cool, man.
Yeah, I've had some cool fans over the years who have, you know, we've mentioned things on the show, and, you know, all of a sudden somebody will show up with it or send it to the email or rather the P.O. box, and, you know, it's just like surprising. It's like, hey, I heard you didn't have this, or, I had an extra copy, or I found this on eBay and I bought it for you, you know?
It's very cool, man. It's always cool when you get that kind of stuff.
So I've been doing this show, as you know, going on 18 years, and you've been a part of it for, you know, going on 10 years now.
Right.
And I have every letter, every gift, every little thing that anybody's ever given me for the show.
I'm glad you do.
I keep that stuff. Look at that. Shakedown. Let's see, receipt of play Shakedown.
Shakedown?
Yeah, from that CD.
Right, sure.
So anyway, I've collected all that. I still have it all. It's all, you know, put away safely. It's, you know, when that day comes when I retire the mic, it'll be my little shrine to the CMS for what it was.
There you go.
So there you go.
It's funny, too, because I was reading in the chat room, and there were people that go, oh, this is boring. Who is this guy or whatever? Dude, tell me you don't love just doing interviews with guys that are like history guys like that guy.
I didn't have a problem with it at all. I found it extremely fascinating.
I love that. And I mean, let's face it. I've now done 3 of the 4. I've now interviewed 3 of the 4 guys from HSAS. Believe me, if Michael Shrevey ever pops his head up for a minute, you guys will be sitting through 30 minutes of me with Michael Shrevey, too, just so I can get all 4 of them.
Look at Reseda. Gift? Did you open any of them? Now, you know Reseda is a longtime fan if he can make a reference like that.
That is funny.
Well, fortunately, they didn't come gift wrapped, so no, I didn't have to open them.
They didn't end up in the closet.
No, not at all. Kara said she enjoyed the interview.
I loved it. I know sometimes I get wordy with guys that I'm just excited about interviewing, and believe me, I appreciated you letting me just do that one. You know, because as I told you during the week, I was extremely excited about talking to Kenny, just because the guy has played on so many records that I own. You know, so many of those Blue Oyster Cult records and the early Derringer stuff. And, you know, what's funny is you can name all these bands the guy was on. He played on Squires Don't Say No, I believe. You know, I mean, these are humongous records. And yet the biggest hit this guy's ever had was Louie or Baby Louie from Stories. How crazy is that?
Well, you know, the thing is that hits isn't everything, obviously, because he's enjoyed his career.
Sure.
And he's gotten to play with a lot of people. So I guess the question is your career only worth something because you've grossed X amount of dollars, or is it rich because of the experiences you've had and the people you've had to play with?
Sure, and I think Kenny answered that question pretty well. He was like, dude, I've had a great career.
Right,
you know?
Right.
And he really has. I mean, how many guys? There's two. There's him, like I said in the interview, there's him and there's Tony Franklin that are like the go-to guy for any kind of record. You know, I mean, Kenny plays on everything. So bravo to him for 40 years of being able to stay active in this business without ever having, you know, a dominant band in his career.
Right. Well, you know what I notice about people who are session musicians who get to be a part of any recording thing is reliability.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because you and I both know in this industry when it comes to a lot of musicians, especially when it comes to like even doing interviews and stuff, reliability is like a big deal.
Oh, it is. For us especially. I mean, just for doing interviews, guys that aren't reliable, man, you just do not want to even see the email from the publicist saying, do you want to talk to this guy again?
Right.
Because you know they're going to fuck it up and they're not going to call on time.
And the unfortunate thing is, even though we enjoy a lot of the music and the artists that we interview or have had a chance to meet or talk to or whatever, there's a lot of flakes out there.
Ooh, there's three in every band of four.
So
tell me I'm wrong. There's three guys that are all flaky and fucked up in every band that has four guys.
Right.
Every band, three of them are fucking douchey.
Exactly.
It's always that way.
So I take it just from listening to the interview and hearing Kenny, he is definitely not a flake.
No, definitely not a flake. He's good people and certainly made a good career for himself. And how about the other guys? Dude, how is there another band like that just didn't have success but branched off and everybody in the band had success? There was three guys in the band. One produced the first two Kiss records. One became Marky Ramone from the Ramones, and Kenny obviously has played on 100 million record sales.
Right.
Is there another collection of three that didn't have any success but then went on to have that kind of unbelievable success in their career?
Can't say that I have. Hail and kill, caller. You're on the air.
What the fuck is up, motherfuckers? How you been?
Oh, it's our boy from New York, our Beavis guy. What's up, Beavis?
What the fuck is up, man? You guys are still on the air?
18 years and counting.
Yeah, live from your kitchen. Come on, come back.
All right. Move that 18-wheeler on down the road. 10-4, good buddy.
Brother, man, Dom from MaximumThreshold.net, man. He said you guys are still on the air. I couldn't believe it, man.
Why is that hard to believe? We're career disc jockeys.
All you do is talk. You're like worse than any trunk. Any trunk says talk that rocks.
Okay. Well, why are you calling if you don't find the show entertaining?
because I'm trying to change your ways, bro. I should play some real fucking metal, nigga. Come on.
All right. Well, maybe we should play some Body Count or something like that to fit in with your genre.
Get the fuck out of here. Yo, brothers, what do you think of Jeff Taint's Queensryche? Uncle Vesta.
Chris?
It's great.
Rudy Sarzo on bass.
It's fantastic.
What do you think of the real Queensryche with Todd LaTorre?
Sucks.
This ain't opposite land. Easy, bro. Yo, what do you think of Metal Madman? I heard the Metal Madman schooled you that one time, brother.
Schooled who?
You guys.
He doesn't school us. We're good friends, so there's no animosity there.
Well, you guys talking too much, dude.
That's what we
Don't
do.
fucking listen, dickhead. Fucking go.
Dude,
Go
stop
listen.
your crying, you faggot, motherfucking faggot loser. Go fuck yourself.
You ain't
Give yourself
fucking
back.
intimidated.
Go 69 each other's assholes, you faggot.
I hear you, bitch. Go play your iPod, you fucking cocksucker. Get off my fucking show, you dickhead. Get the fuck off, you fucking cocksucking fuck.
You know.
Fuck off.
You know that was coming.
I know.
That guy, you know what's funny?
What's that? Me banning him?
No, not so much.
You mean like that?
No, it's just the fact that this guy makes a point of calling Eddie Trunk and this show and the Metal Madman and, just to be an irritant.
Right.
So, anyway, just silly guy.
Just a douchebag.
Well, what I find funny, and not to draw any attention to this guy, but why is it so amazing that we're quote unquote still on after all this time?
I don't know.
I don't get that. Why is that amazing?
I have no idea. I don't know, And we talk too much. Who's fucking making you listen, dickhead? You had to come and find us. Fucking douche.
I like Demon. You just hung up on Scotty and yo.
So?
Yo. New York.
People are douches.
They are. All right, let me see here. Did you ever send me over that list? Oh, yeah, here we are.
Yeah, you got it.
What do you want to cover here? I'm just looking over it real quick.
Oh, I don't care. Whatever you want to do. I mean,
well, Mikey mentioned about Richie Sambora. He basically dropped off the current tour.
Yeah, he's been replaced by Phil X.
Well, the two rumors going around.
Okay, what are they?
Number one, the rehab thing due to substance abuse.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, prior to the tour, Richie and John did not agree on quote unquote what the money would be.
Right.
What do you think?
I think he's in rehab.
Really?
Yeah.
But the tour only just kicked off, so already in rehab?
Dude, it just takes one guy to show up and be cracked out for the rehearsals to bounce him.
Well, yeah, I guess. But you would think that just leading up to the tour, why would you? I know you can't just reschedule a whole tour just due to one guy's problems, but to think that this tour would kick off and already there's those kind of problems.
Well, the guy has been unstable for a while, man. He's been in and out of rehab several times, and it just hasn't worked out where he's gotten clean. I mean, since 2008, he's been in and out of rehab, 4 times?
Yeah, but 53 years old.
Well, loves his coke, man.
How stupid.
Well, you got $1 zillion, you're bored. You fall into those fucking places, I guess.
Well, being someone who's never imbibed in the whole drug thing myself, I have a very difficult, I understand the whole addiction thing, But at that age, at 53, when you got a major tour and you know, for all intents and purposes, not that Bon Jovi is like the hottest thing on the, you know, on the charts right now.
Right.
But they have a legacy. I mean, they've been around 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, don't you think, I would think, okay, this is just rational thinking here, and I know rationale doesn't always play into this kind of stuff.
Right.
It's just like at 53 years old, we're still being able to play arenas.
Yeah.
I do have a name. I've dated supermodels and famous people, and I'm in the news and whatever. I would think that would be enough motivation to say, you know what, you need to keep your shit straight because you're going to be plastered all over whatever news source there is out there that you can't keep it together.
Yeah, but I'll play devil's advocate for this.
Please do.
Okay. You have more money than you can ever spend in your life. You have really no responsibilities other than playing this music. You're bored with this music. You don't like your bandmates. And then you got to go out and spend a year and a half with them.
Then don't do it anymore.
Well, but he's Richie Sambora. He's half of Bon Jovi.
I get it, but if this is a problem for you and you've already made your millions and for all intents and purposes you don't have to work, then don't do it anymore.
Well, that's what I think too, but you know, these guys, for whatever reason, and I don't know the reason, these guys can't ever get off the stage. They I don't know if they need to be on the stage or whatever, but they can't ever retire. I mean, what bands retire? None of them. You always see these guys embarrassing themselves when they're 50 and 60 years old, trying to still do it and trying to still, you know, stay relevant and current and all that shit. You always see it happen this way. It's a cycle. So it's something in the DNA of being a musician that you never do really retire.
Well, I get it, but the thing is if you can't keep it together and can't keep your act straight, then don't do it at all.
Yeah, but these guys, you know what though, dude? After you've had that kind of success, you don't have to keep it together to do it.
Right.
I mean, right now we do have Queensryche in the studio.
Hang on. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You've had enough experience with people in the past that, and I don't want to nail anybody, but how many times have you run into guys, late 40s, mid 50s, that should be honored that people still come out and see them, and then when we run into them backstage at whatever, they're just a fucking mess, like they're 22.
Right.
You know, they're like in their mid 50s, they're stoned, they're high, they're fucking groping chicks like it's, you know, 1987 or whatever.
Sure.
You know, dude, we see it all the time, man. It's these guys never grow up and get responsible, and they've been coddled for so long they don't know how to.
I agree with that. And you know what, on a smaller scale,
yeah,
somebody that I have to admire for keeping themselves healthy and in shape and for the most part having a good reality on life.
Jeff Tate?
No.
Oh,
Stevie
okay.
Rochelle.
Yeah?
That guy, you know, he had some success.
Sure.
But even at this age, he still hits the gym, not a big boozer, not a drugger, still works the metal sledge angles, still goes out there and do some tours every now and again, promotes other bands, you know.
He works.
Right. And you know, he doesn't have a problem getting in a minivan and touring around the country to do a few shows.
No, dude, I saw a guy doing the same thing 2 weeks ago. Dave Meniketti.
Yeah, that's true. You saw a band that's got a 40-year legacy out there just busting ass for 2 hours on the stage.
Yeah, 2.5 hour set. Sounded fantastic. Sounded as good as he did in 1985 the first time I saw him. And, you know, and let's face it, his vocals are not the kind that, you know, he's not Stephen Pearcy where everything's mid-range and nothing goes higher or lower. You know, I mean, Meniketti has to sing. and still does it, still in shape, still plays his ass off, still sings his ass off. He works at his craft.
Right.
It's there's some that are like that, and then there's others that are not.
Right. I agree.
And sadly, most of them are not.
Well, I've never been the biggest Bon Jovi fan. I've been more of a casual fan than anything else.
Okay.
But when I read a story about a Richie Sambora leaving a tour and think, okay, this is Bon Jovi, one of the very, very few bands of the 80s that have been able to transcend the time and still be able to get commercial radio airplay and sell arenas, and then you have to leave the tour due to quote-unquote personal reasons.
Right.
Go, dude, when are you going to get your shit together?
Well, he's got $100 million in the bank. Guess he doesn't have to.
And I know you're a big Sambora fan. I know you like his solo stuff a lot.
I am. It's disheartening to see that guy falling apart because, man, does that guy have some talent. But yeah, he's a fucking disaster. There's no other way to put it, man.
How sad? I mean, does that bother you on a personal level at all to see that happen, or do you just go, oh well, fuck him?
Doesn't bother me on a personal level because I don't really know Richie. I mean, I've met him.
Well, I don't mean that in that regard. Do you ever sit there and kind of think about that and go, what is wrong with these guys?
You know what it does? It makes me want to support whatever they're doing less. And guys that are like Richie, I support less and less than I used to in the day. I mean, there was a time, and I make no bones about it. At one point in the 80s, I was a big Bon Jovi fan. Was definitely into Slippery and 7800 Fahrenheit especially is probably my favorite record that they ever did, and the debut, and even New Jersey to some level, and Keep the Faith had some moments as well. But then they started having all their bullshit. They started fighting with each other. They were fighting in the press, and I stopped giving a fuck. Because it's like, I don't want to hear all that. You know what I want to see? I want to see the two of you on fucking stage singing Wanted Dead or Alive better than you did 5 years ago.
Right.
And I don't give a fuck that, I can't support you when I know that my $100 for my ticket's going to go up your fucking nose into fucking, Coke. And that's really where it gets to with guys like Richie and, And Bon Jovi's one of those bands like Def Leppard to me that I loved back in the day and now can't even listen to. I don't know about you, but I can't listen to Bon Jovi at all anymore.
You know what? I haven't listened to them, in years, literally years.
Yeah.
I mean, we've gotten the last few releases, and I haven't even listened to them, because I have zero interest.
I don't either. And for me, there's two reasons. One, this whole Sambora thing. Now, the Sambora solo stuff, I'll listen to every day. I love that stuff. But, just knowing that Richie's a mess and knowing what a monumental dick John is really makes me not want to support it. Same with Bret Michaels. Bret Michaels could actually come back and do a decent song, and I still wouldn't give a fuck.
Right.
Because he's a monumental dick.
Right.
Just the way it is.
I agree. Well, speaking of people with questionable attitudes, I guess.
Speaking of monumental dicks.
Well, I don't want to say that because I don't necessarily concur with that thought.
Okay.
Hail and Kill, caller. You're on the air.
Hail and Kill, boys. It's
oh, hang on, Tim. Don't you go anywhere. I got something specifically for you. Listen to this.
Hail and Kill, boys. It's Tim James calling from Sydney, Australia. How are you?
Well, thanks for calling, Tim.
Hail and Kill. Fuck you, pal. And hand job!
Wheezy did that just for you, Tim. You've got your own theme song. You have graduated in the classic metal show history now, so now you've got your own theme song. Did you enjoy that?
Cheers, Wheezy.
Did you enjoy it?
Cheers, Wheezy. Well done. Well done, boys. Cheers, Wheezy.
Well, Tim, I've been excited for your call because I got to know, are you cheating on us with another show?
Am I what?
Are you cheating on us with another show?
Yeah, I call a few other shows that I listen to regularly, including yours.
Yeah. So who are you most loyal to, Tim?
Well, all of them. All of them.
All right. Well, thanks for calling, Tim.
Oh, no.
So you're a show whore. You're a show whore, Tim. You're a show whore.
No, I'm a rock and roll whore.
Well, what can we do for you, Tim? I'll let you talk tonight, even though I feel like I've been violated 10 different ways.
Oh, mate, don't feel like that. Well, if it's any cancellation, I've been listening to you guys longer than I've been listening to, like, Rock and Roll Geek Show and stuff. But, you guys are just part of the forefathers of all that stuff.
Well, let me tell you, Tim, my asshole feels like you could drive a train through it. How's that sound?
Are you going to play Train Kept A-Rolling after this interview?
I feel violated and raped.
Oh, no, don't, dearly. It's all good, mate. It's all good.
Well, all right, Brandon Lover. What do you want to talk about?
I'm just ringing about this. You guys were talking about Bon Jovi. The fact of the matter is, I mean, the new album's horrible. Bon Jovi's been making horrible albums for quite some time, and they just need to give it up. It's not even rock anymore. They're not even remotely what they were. And I appreciate bands need to grow, but it's just this. You listen to their new album. I'd buy them. But I buy them in the vain hope that they're actually going to come up with something decent. And I think this whole Richie Sambora thing is over money. I think that's what it's over. And apparently it's over. He said that John belittles him at every opportunity. So, yeah, it's very sad, but it's the way it is.
So, Tim, what exactly does a Vegemite sandwich taste like?
Have you guys had Vegemite?
No, that's what I want to know. What does it taste like?
Well, is Vegemite still on sale in the U.S.?
It's never been on sale in the U.S.
No, it was. In the 80s it was. Olivia Newton-John was the spokesperson for it over there, apparently. And but what people did in America was they would spread it on like it was I don't know, Nutella or something, and you're not supposed to spread it on like that. You're supposed to be a bit sparse with it and put it with some butter, but it's really nice.
Well, Tim, I've actually bought a tub of it, and I usually repack the front wheel bearings on my 74 Nova Super Sport with it when I'm doing a brake reline.
Fair enough. Well, I've got some other news. You guys may not care. I'm 40 today.
Well, happy birthday, Tim.
In CP years, isn't that like 93?
What was that?
I said in CP years, isn't that like 93?
I knew I'd take a beating, but that's all right. That's all I call in for.
Yeah, well, I bet you don't get this kind of treatment on any other show.
Mate,
whore.
The classical metal show is one of the is unique.
Don't say one of the. Don't ever say one of the. Don't ever say one of the. We are the.
Yes, you are. You are. There's no other show like the classical metal show. That's for sure.
You're damn skippy there, Tim.
Well, we won't go into talking about Skippy the Bush Kangaroo. Hail and kill. Fuck you, pal. Hands up. Hail and kill, boys. It's Tim James calling from Sydney, Australia. How are you?
Well, thanks for calling, Tim.
Hail and kill. Fuck you, pal. And hands up.
Thank you, Wheezy. Did a splendid job with that.
I'm going to be honest. I don't like it going into the call, but I do like it going out of the call.
Okay, well, then we know when to play it.
I do. I don't mind him doing his own thing when he comes into the call, but I think that for the first time, I think we have a bumper and outro.
Sure.
For him, it's an outro.
Well, after I've heard about Tim James, I feel like I need to go see a proctologist and have my asshole sewed shut.
Isn't that like 93 in CP years? Jesus. What the fuck is wrong with me?